Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to night number 2 of the 5th annual Sim Chili Bowl Nationals, brought to you by American Racing Wheels. My name is Mike Burba. Alongside me tonight, Brett Wheeler, and guest commentator, Mr. Sean Buckley. Sean, how are you doing tonight?
Fantastic, man. Having a good time here tonight. Looking forward to some good racing. Ran last night. My prelim night was last night, so I'm going to be doing a little driver analyst action here tonight. It's going to be a fun evening.
Definitely going to be a fun evening at that. Again, like you said, you ran last night, so we decided to bring you up into the booth. A little on-track action, possibly. We might send him down trackside, do some pit reporting. We're going to have some fun tonight. Brett, you around?
Yeah, I'm here. It's certainly good to be back, and obviously want to welcome Sean to the booth tonight, as you said. And night number 2 of the 5th annual Simpro Racing Sim Midget Nationals for the Chili Bowl. A few big names here tonight. I think Mike McKinney's in the house, so more of a late model guy. He's running his hand in the midgets tonight, and he's actually pretty fast. So watch out for Mike McKinney.
Yeah, definitely. Mike will be one to mess with. Last night we watched some pretty great racing action. That A-main got pretty intense. Zach Radart led it for quite a while. Bobbled it on the inside berm. Ended up falling all the way back to the second place position. Skylar Brown, he came home with the win. Top 4 were locked in, so Skylar Brown, Zach Radart, Kevin J. Holly, and Cody Sale all already locked into the A-main for our final night, which will be Wednesday night. So a lot of drivers, getting their feet wet here in the Sim Chili Bowl. Now they're going to have to work their way through the alphabet soup. And we got a whole nother night of racing starting over tonight.
Yeah, another driver to look for tonight is Jay Drake. Yes, the one and only Jay Drake. And he'll be going off here this evening. And the former USAC champion. Almost won the Chili Bowl, the real Chili Bowl. We teased him a few days ago when we saw him here in Indianapolis, and he's like, "Man, how come you got to bring back the memories of Dan Boris passing me and Tony Stewart on the last lap back in, I think it was 2001 or 2 or whatever it was." But yeah, Jay Drake's got the R Factor bug, and he'll roll off here tonight.
Yeah, Jay will definitely be one to mess with here tonight. Another big name that you see on the list, not really a nationally known driver, but an up-and-coming young gun, Brendan Rogers. He races Focus Midgets over on the West Coast. Very, very fast out here. Seen him in practice earlier. He's definitely going to be one to mess with tonight here at night number 2 of the Sim Chili Bowl Nationals. Don't forget, everyone, make sure you get on Twitter, social media, tweet your seat. You see the hashtags that we'll recognize and try and share some of your information, give you guys some shout-outs on the air. Hashtag tweet your seat at SimPro Racing on Twitter. Also, hashtag useless Sim Chili Bowl, hashtag Sim Chili Bowl 2015, and then we're also going to keep up with the hashtag flip count here at the Chili Bowl, which I believe we ended up at 10 after last night's racing action.
Yeah, it's always good to keep an eye on the flip count. Obviously, they do it at the real Chili Bowl. It's something we've only done this year as well. Obviously, the flip count in the previous 4 years we haven't done it. So, back with the tweets, we had a couple of, we had Kyle Larson tweet yesterday afternoon say he was watching the races. There was a whole bunch of tweets coming through, and it's really good to see the social media, and even I know a few of the iRacing guys that do the broadcast as well. They'll be tuning in tonight. So. Feel free to share it around and get the word out there, because it's certainly going to be a cracker over the next 3 nights, especially come Wednesday night when it's the final night and drivers trying to do the alphabet soup at that A-main on 55 laps is going to be a cracker.
Definitely right now, drivers in a drivers meeting, they're going to get some randomized heat races lined up. Again, all of this is done by passing points, so you get a random heat race. You get points based on your finishing position and how many cars you pass. That'll line you up for a set of mains tonight. I believe we'll go with 2 B mains and an A main for tonight's action after we run, obviously, a set of heats and 3 qualifiers. So we've got a whole action-packed night of racing coming to you in just a few moments.
Yeah, well, last night was tough. I mean, out of the 3 nights, last night was extremely tough. Tonight is I think, even tougher. We had originally scheduled Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson to run tonight. And it appears, after talking to Larson a little bit earlier, he might be running tomorrow night rather than this evening. So, and then Christopher Bell, he'll be back Wednesday evening to run the alphabet, as he's still traveling back from Australia. So, but tonight, we actually have our first female competitor in the field of Tiffany Tires out of New Jersey. She's been practicing in the server, and appears, interestingly enough about her, looking at, I didn't know much about her, but going on her Facebook page, it looks like she was one of the finalists for Miss Motorsports up there on the East Coast this weekend. So if you log on to her Facebook page, you can check all that out. And hopefully wishing her the best. I think it's our first female Chili Bowl competitor as far as the Sim Nationals is concerned, and if ever. So that ought to be interesting. Keep an eye out for Tiffany Tires.
Definitely, and while we're talking about Facebook, make sure you get onto Facebook and give Sim Pro Racing a like. It'll keep you up with all the action when we have other big events. The Chili Bowl is not the only big sim event we hold during the year. It is one of the biggest. But go ahead and get on Facebook, give Sim Pro Racing a like. Follow us on Twitter at Sim Pro Racing. You keep up with all the racing action. We have play-by-play stuff, heat race finishes. If you aren't able to tune in the whole time, you want to keep up with the action, that's your place to do it. Social media will be popping tonight with the Sim Chili Bowl.
I think we got to let all the fans know out there watching that you get 3 different tracks to race on. You go out there to the heat race track, and all the admins and all the people involved in SPR really try to basically duplicate what you really got to go through in the real Chili Bowl. You got a real narrow, big cushion heat race track. The qualifier track's wide with 2 grooves, and then of course the feature track slicked up a little bit even wider with the cushion a lot bigger and closer to the wall. And last night I had to run my prelim night and miss the A main transfer by 1 spot out of the B, and it's definitely difficult, man. I mean, it's very competitive, and this place it's hard to pass on, especially early on in the heat race. You kind of just gotta get up through there as quick as you can and avoid all the wrecks. And unfortunately for me last night, I got involved in an accident where a guy apparently hung a throttle or something. I have no idea, but got straight lined in turn 3, and my night was I had a long night ahead of me, but these guys got a lot of work ahead of them, and it's not easy making this thing. It's tough.
Yeah, definitely a tough field to get through with over 120 entries for this one event here this weekend, or this week rather. It's a lot of people to race against, a lot of top-notch drivers putting in the time and effort. They got to get their cars set up. Finding a setup on these cars is really big, even though it is sim racing. You think it might just be a game. There's a lot to it. You actually have to put a little time into it, figure out your setups. A lot of the guys around here do help people out, bring the newcomers in, but a lot of it is getting your setup on point and consistency. So, I mean, with 120 drivers, it's a pretty stacked field out here.
It certainly is. You go back to, it might just be a singing game, but these guys and all the sponsors that help out put these events together, they actually obviously pay real money. Like early in January, on the late models, $2,100, $2,200 person with $800 going to the winner, and that's just to win a 100-lap race. And I'm sure there's a lot of preparation, to go into it, but still, to take $800 home on an online racing game is it's quite a lot of money when you think about it.
Yeah, definitely a lot of money. Hats off to all the guys that put in all the hard work, the guys over here at Sim Pro Racing that put all the time and effort. There's a lot that goes into getting this event going. A lot of track prep, different things that you have to do to get the stuff working. So hats off to all the guys, Bo Brunig, all those guys, Gary McGuire at Sim Pro Racing for getting all this together and putting on this awesome event tonight.
Yeah, I can hear cars on the track right now as our booth is located just behind the main grandstand here. We're huddled in a little production truck here, so we can definitely hear cars on the racetrack as hot laps are underway. But I tell you what, we got an international flavor here. We got Brett. Brett's all the way Australia. Brett, is that where you're at?
Yeah, that's correct.
Whereabouts in Australia are you?
Down in Sydney.
Oh man, gotta love that. Parramatta. Now, looking on your Facebook page, it looks like you got yourself a race car. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I did have a race car, but a couple of years ago, hurt my back at work, and I probably kept racing for about a year, and the pain obviously kept coming back to me. So I figured, rather than risk my back and have any accidents, I'd rather just sell the car and concentrate on doing commentating. It's what I love, and man, I tell you what, every time I get a chance to get in the booth, I'm going to take it with 2 hands, because I'm a Speedway fan throughout, blood, doing it for commentating for probably about 9 years now. So it all started with myself and Tyler Burnett, and who's now actually works with the NASCAR crew, and Keith Fitzgerald was our cameraman. So it started up about 9 years ago, and haven't looked back.
All right, looks like heat race number 1 just about ready to hit the track. We're going to start out tonight's actions. I believe 5 heat races scheduled for tonight. I will get that confirmed. But I see the first heat getting lined up. They got them over there in the staging area.
Yeah, the name of the game for these heat races, and again, running last night, the name of the game for this basically is you just want to pass as many cars as you can and stay out of trouble is the number one thing here.
Yeah, staying out of trouble is definitely a big thing as we bring him on out to the track. Sam Johnson starting on the pole early here in heat race number 1. Outside of him, starting position number 2, the first Bourbon Motorsports entry that you'll see tonight. That's Matt White. We'll move it on back to row number 2, starting position number 3. That's Kyle Winkelbauer. And outside of him, position number 4 is Adam Gilliland. Moving on back to row number 3, Gary Gilmore Jr. on the inside. Outside of him is Doug Garvett. Back to the 4th row on the inside, another Bourbon Motorsports entry, Jared Burba. He'll start position number 7, and outside of him, one that you want to keep your eye on because he will come from the back. That's Mike McKinney. Cars will start to roll around the raceway. 8 laps of distance here in each of these heats. Will go green flag racing out of turn number 4. Sam Johnson and Matt White, your front row, they'll lead the field to the green flag. They're rolling into turn number 3 as we speak, looking for the green flag, and we are underway with night number 2 here at the Chili Bowl.
Yeah, keep an eye on Mike McKinney. He did start from position number 8, and look at this, out of turn number 2, he's challenging for the race lead. He in the 3 and 4 run on the bottom side. Mike McKinney, he's gone from 8th to 1st. Talk about maximum points. I think Edwards done it last night from 7th to 1st, and man, McKinney, he's got that number 96 machine, yellow and purple, out in front and not looking back. Winkelbauer back there in 2nd. You go back to White in 3rd. Johnson 4th, has been pressured on the inside by Gavette. And Gilland back there in 8th. Johnson goes around. Gilmore goes around the outside. And Berber back there in 8th spot. But it's all Mike McKinney out in front right now with Winkelbauer. Closing in, half race distance, 4 down, 4 to go. McKinney leads Winkelbauer here in heat race number 1.
Yeah, as they come around with just about 3.5 laps to go, Mike McKinney on a charge as he comes from 8th to 1st and now in command of this race. But keep an eye on Kyle Winkelbauer. He's running the bottom side of the speedway, trying to catch up to him. Not really losing any time, about 0.3 of a second back as they see 2 laps to go this time by. It's still McKinney out in front, but he's got Winkelbauer right there in 2nd. Now the battle for 3rd is they're side-by-side, Doug Garvett and Adam Gilliland. Gilliland on the low side slides up in front of him. He'll take the position. White flag is out. 1 lap to go.
Winkelbauer was starting to close in on McKinney in these last couple of laps, but he's going to run out of laps as McKinney comes out of turn number 4 and takes the checkers for heat race number 1. Winkelbauer will get 2nd, Gavette will get 3rd. Gilliland will finish 4th. We go back to White, Gilmore Jr., Berber and Johnson are your 8 cars for heat race number 1 and night number 2 of the 5th annual Simpro Racing Chili Bowl Nationals.
Man,
yeah,
Brett, after...
Yeah, McKinney did the right thing there, man. He started in the back, dead last, and what you want to do in these heat races, you want to put the left front as close to the inside white line as you can without getting on the berm, and man, the former shootout champion here really did a great job.
Oh, definitely, Sean. After heat race number 1, that was some great action we saw already. I can't wait to see the rest of the action up here as we go trackside with your winner, Mike McKinney. Mike, you came out here, you started 8th in your heat. You got all the way up to 1st before the first lap was even completed. How do you feel coming out of here with a win in heat race number 1?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Car's pretty good. The C's just kind of parted away there, and we snuck up through the bottom, so it was a pretty good start to the night here.
They're definitely getting maximum passing points there. You're going to get a good starting spot. They're probably going to be the top points guy unless someone else does the exact same thing. So you'll start 6th in the first qualifier. You're going to try and do the same thing again?
Yeah, no doubt. We've got a lot of experience with this event. Haven't necessarily had the best luck in the past, but hope it's starting out good so far. So we'll see if we can take advantage of it.
Well, congratulations.
Mike, you're a former shootout champion and a lot of experience, like you said, but tell the fans at home how nerve-wracking it really is to do this. And you get the sweaty palms, you get the heartbeat. You still get all that?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I mean, you talk to anybody on here, and they'll tell you they'll get more nervous on here than they do and doing the real thing in real life. So it's we all screw around on here and have a lot of fun during the week, and but when it comes to the real deal, we all drive a little safer and try to be smart to try to win the biggest race of the year.
Well, congratulations, Mike, and good luck on the rest of your evening. We're going to move it on over. Heat race number 2 getting ready to come on over this way. Again, my name is Mike Burba. I'm calling the shots here with Brett Wheeler. Sean Buckley out here. He's our analyst today. And Kyler Shaw producing the show. That's our broadcast crew that we've got over here as heat race number 2 is starting to get graded up over in the staging area. As I look through, we've got some people tweeting their seats. Chase Cabre, he's supposed to run tomorrow. Cabre out of Florida. He wants a shout out here on the air. Chase running one of the Bird Motorsports cars tomorrow here.
And how good was it to see Mike McKinney, one of the late model guys? Like I said, he's done a few laps around here and around these. I think right in the previous 2, maybe 3 years. I believe we're just waiting on someone to get in the servers. Looks like they're going now. But yeah, man, Mike McKinney, that's some good points to rally up at the start of the night on night number 2.
All right, looks like heat number 2 making its way to the track right now. Starting on the pole, Ryan Wheeler. Outside of him, position number 2, that's Cody Trammell. Moving on back to row number 2, starting on the inside, that's Jordan Harnish. That's position number 3. Move it on to the outside of row number 2, Anton Hernandez. Starting position number 4. We'll move it on back to row number 3, position number 5, that's Joel Hoffmaster. And on the outside of him, you see Trepper Jansen. Move it on back to row number 7. They call him the Drake. Jay Drake, starting position number 7. And to the outside of him, rounding off the field, that'll be Denny Felker Jr., starting in 8th.
Yeah, Jay was real worried about this race, so let's see if the nerves will play in.
Keep an eye on the man starting position number 8, Denny Felker Jr. Very fast in these cars. Heat race number 2. We're underway, and I think it's Cody Trammell getting a good start. Takes the lead out of turn number 2. Look at Felker Jr. and Hoffmaster run side by side down the back straightaway. Felker passes Ryan Waller up the top side. He's now looking on the inside of Hoffmaster for 3rd. Meanwhile, the battle up front between Anton Hernandez and Cody Trammell. Trammell just shutting the door on Anton Hernandez now. Denny Felker Jr. he gets through on 3rd. Here comes Jordan Harnish out of the TPR, Total Performance Racing stable. Oh, Felker getting up on 2 wheels. Hernandez has gone to the top side, something we haven't seen from anybody in the last 2 nights of racing on the Heat Racers track. Trammell still your race leader from Hernandez. Back to Felker Jr. Hoffmaster settling down there in 4th. Gets the infield berm, spins around. Unbelievable. Jay Drake back there in 4th. And Jordan Harnish rounds out the top 5.
It's still Cody Trammell leading the way here as there's 3 laps to go in heat race number 2. Anton Hernandez still safely in that 2nd place spot. Moving on back to 3rd, Denny Felker Jr. But Jay Drake, he's up to 4, starting in the 7th position. So he'll get a decent passing points run here as they see 2 laps to go. Cody Trammell about 2.5 tenths ahead of Anton Hernandez, though. Anton Hernandez sneaking to the inside of him as the white flag comes out. 1 lap to go. Hernandez trying to catch up to Cody Trammell. He's got about half his lap to go. Trammell still the leader. Hernandez on the low side coming to the checkered flag. Cody Trammell will take the win. Anton Hernandez will finish off in 2nd. Denny Felker Jr. in 3rd, followed by Jay Drake, Trepper Jansen, Jordan Hanisch, Joel Hoffmaster, and Ryan Weiler. We'll try and get a word.
These late model guys, they're 2 from 2. The late model guys.
We're going to try and send it down trackside to Mr. Sean Buckley with Cody Trammell.
All right, thanks, guys. We're down here with Bloomington, Indiana's Cody Trammell, the mini sprint racer from Southern Indiana. Cody, opening heat race here. Actually, heat race number 2 winner. Good job.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Man, the car looks awful familiar. Looks like it's awful fast.
Yeah. Figured I'd give this number 67 a try tonight with that Jack Slash sponsor on the side of it and see if we can take out the prelim night.
Man, you look real smooth there. You held off a hard-charging Anton Hernandez, who's really a really good racer out here.
Yeah, there was a couple good racers in there tonight. Just holding my ground on the bottom and just trying to see what's going to play out tonight. Just hopefully I get a good starting spot and we can take it up to the front.
Well, I tell you what, good job here in heat race number 2, man. We'll see you in the qualifier.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's Bloomington, Indiana's Cody Trammell on the JackSlash.com number 67. Back to you guys up there in the booth.
Hey, thanks for that one, Sean. Yeah, Cody Trammell definitely looking strong as they work heat race number 3, starting to head towards the staging area. Brett, the racing action's already getting pretty hot here at the Chili Bowls here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I cannot wait for tonight's A-Main because there are some stacked drivers here tonight.
Yeah, there certainly is, and you know, we always give the late model guys a bit of stick. You know, with the sprint car or the midget drive, the open wheel drivers go over there and they, I wouldn't say dominate, but they certainly put it to the bigger late model drivers. And I'll tell you what, the late model drivers, they always love coming to the big open wheel event because they like to give it back to the open wheelers. And I'll tell you what, it's McKinney and Trammell doing a great job for the late model guys. And I believe we've also got Bobby Donati here tonight, who is basically one of the head guys on the Dirt Late Model Sim, so it's good to have Bobby Donati here tonight as well.
Yeah, definitely great to see people from other aspects of the R-Factor community coming on over, like you said, Bobby Donardi over from DLM. As heat race number 3 makes its way to the track, Chaz Woodward will start on the pole. Outside of him, you'll see Corey Clay. Moving on back to row number 2, position number 3, Cameron Key. Outside of him, the one female competitor, position number 4, is Tiffany Tires. Moving on back to position number 5, driving for Bourbon Motorsports out of California, that's Brennan Rogers. And outside of him, you see Wyatt Harrison. Moving on back to position number 7, another Bourbon Motorsports entry, that's Colton Hardy from Arizona. And rounding off the field, starting position number 8, you see Bobby Donardi.
Can Donati take the heat win here and make it 3 from 3 for the late model drivers? So it's Rogers, Hairston, Hardy, Donati. Looks like there's 7 cars in this one, so keep an eye on the back and the man coming through. So we got a late starter on the grid. Not sure what happened there, but we've got a car upside down. And restart on that one. That was all over the place.
Yeah, it looked like our pole sitter, Chaz Woodward, came in a little late. Don't know what happened with him there. He's got a very high ping, so that might have something to do with it. So we'll stack them back up from the top. Chaz Woodward, Corey Clay, Cameron Key, Tiffany Tires, Brendan Rogers, Wyatt Harrison, Colton Hardy, and Bobby Donardi. You were talking about Donardi coming from the back, but you got to keep an eye on Brendan Rogers and Colton Hardy. Both those drivers been very strong here in the Sunday Power Eye Midget Series that we run Sunday nights at 9:30 Eastern. Brennan has been pretty strong along with Colton, so those are 2 guys that you really need to keep an eye on here in this heat race.
So we'll rack them and stack them back up for heat race number 2. Like I said, it's all about passing points right now, and the more cars you pass, the more points you're going to get. And obviously green is out. Look at Woodward. Woodward looks like he's lagging a bit, so we'll see where he reappears back onto the racetrack. As out of turn number 2 is Donati on the inside of Hardy for 4th. Meanwhile, it's Wyatt Hairston. We're going to have a restart one more time. So we can get confirmation on why that was called back as a restart.
Yeah, definitely one of the favorites in this race is Brendan Rogers, the California racer out of Southern California, former 2-time Ford Focus Midget champion, now sprint car racer, obviously going full midget racing here in 2015. And Brendan said he actually won the shootout a couple of weeks ago right here on SPR Live, and Brendan definitely one to watch here as he rolls out. Looks to be in the 5th spot.
Yep, so look at him going again. We'll try this one more time. Chaz Woodward, Corey Clay will lead the field to the green flag this time by. Woodward looks like he's having some issues there as he slows down quite a bit. They get back side by side. Again, we'll go green flag racing out of turn number 4. Corey Clay in that AMRA entry with Woodward outside of him, and we are green with heat race number 3.
Yeah, it looks like he just didn't want to go then as he goes upside down. But meanwhile, Rogers on the inside of Hairston now. Hairston trying to work around back Rogers for positions number 3. And another restart.
Well, during this restart, guys, I'm down here in the pits right now with heat race number 2 at the pit, actually, for heat race number 2 winner Cody Trammell. And looks like they blew up a rear end down here. So the crew's working feverishly trying to get this rear end fixed in the JackSlash.com number 67. Hopefully they can make it to qualifier.
Not good for your heat race winner. Hopefully he gets that car back together. We'll get them stacked back up. Try this one more time. Chaz Woodward, Corey Clay, Cameron Key, Tiffany Tires, Brendan Rogers, Wyatt Harrison, Colton Hardy, and Bobby Denardi. All scheduled to take the start here. Looks like they're starting to roll around again. Except for your pole sitter. I guess he decided he wasn't going to go.
Yeah, I dare say we're going to have another restart. He's certainly not doing what he should be, so I can't see why they were just not going to send him straight to the back, but we're going to try it again for a 5th time, I believe, so...
Carnage.
Yeah, there's the cars all over the place. There's a whole bunch of black and red and silver cars. The only one that sticks out is Bobby Donati in the purple machine.
Yeah, but right to the lead, Brendan Rogers in that number 20 Bourbon Motorsports ride. Out to the early lead, Corey Clay will drop right to the 2nd place spot. Colton Hardy already up to 3rd, another Bourbon Motorsports entry, Wyatt Harrison. But Denardi will go around him to take over the 4th place spot. They're side by side as they head through turn number 3 and out of turn number 4. Oh, and Harrison goes for a tumble. He'll flip that thing right out of the park. Tough break for him. But it's back to the lead. Brendan Rogers out in front. Corey Clay working the low side, trying to catch up to him. He's in 2nd, halfway home this time by Brendan Rogers, Corey Clay, Colton Hardy, Bobby Denardi, and Chaz Woodward, the top 5. Everyone pretty much sticking to the bottom side of the speedway as they see 3 laps to go. Rogers in the Bourbon Motorsports entry out in front of Corey Clay. Clay all over his rear bumper trying to find a way to reel in the fast Brendan Rogers, who's out in front. Hardy still hanging on to the 3rd place spot as they see 2 laps to go this time by. They work their way down the backstretch into turn number 3. Clay swooping to the inside, catches up to Rogers. They're bumper to bumper down the front stretch. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. They work their way down the backstretch for the final time here in heat race number 3. They'll round turn number 3 out of 4. Checkered flag in the air. It's Brendan Rogers with the win. Corey Clay will finish off in 2nd. Colton Hardy in 3rd, followed by Bobby Denardi, Tiffany Tires, Chaz Woodward, Cameron Key, and Wyatt Harrison.
And what a drive from Brendan Rogers to hold off the fast finishing Corey Clay. I believe Sean is down trackside with your heat race number 3 winner.
All right, thanks, bro. Yeah, down here with Brendan Rogers, heat race winner number 3 from Southern California, the 2-time Ford Focus Midget champion winning here. Great job, man. You did everything you had to do.
Yeah, it was an interesting race. Just tried to do the best I could. All those restarts were really kind of getting to me. Unfortunately, this race, it does get a lot of drivers, and not all of them are very acquainted with, how driving is and how to start the races. So that was a bit of an issue, but yeah, I just wanted to get through the pile up there, and I managed to get up front. So turned out in my favor, and hopefully I can do pretty well in the qualifier as well.
Yeah, the heat race, no doubt, one of the biggest nerve-wracking parts of your night. You've gotten through that. It's now time for the qualifier. What's the game plan?
Hopefully I'll get a decent spot somewhere, around some relatively decent drivers. No one that's going to push me up to the fence or anything like that. So, I'll probably just run the top, maybe try the bottom a bit and see where I can go. Hopefully I get to the front and end up somewhere in the A main.
Well, the 18-year-old from Southern California is all smiles here in Victory Lane, and he's looking for a good qualifier here tonight. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thanks for that one, Sean. Looks like they're working their way to the track right now with heat race number 4. Awesome job there for Brendan Rogers. Definitely a great run for him. John, are you down trackside? It looks like you're down by someone's pit. Who has the issue down there that went flipping?
Well, one of the drivers down there for the false start, we had 5 restarts in that race, and Chaz Woodward definitely having some problems here. Possible throttle leakage issue on that machine, so we're going to find out a little bit more about Chaz Woodward, but as of right now, that's what's going on down here.
Thanks for that one, Sean. Looks like heat race number 4 is starting to work its way to the staging area, so we'll be live with that one in just a few moments. Big thanks to our sponsor, American Racing Wheels, coming on board this year to help out the Chili Bowl. Can't thank those guys enough for everything they do. Again, this is SPR Live. My name is Mike Burba. I'm alongside with Brett Wheeler. We're calling the shots tonight. Sean Buckley trackside with us. The show being produced by Kyler Shaw over there with Fast 4 Media. Big thanks to him. Couldn't do it without him.
Yeah, another driver to look out for in heat race number 4 is Northern California's Gary McGuire, an outlaw kart racer, and one of the main head honchos here with SPR, and Gary runs the low line really well, and he'll definitely be one to watch here in heat race number 4. And if I have my right sheet here, I think he is in heat 4, but maybe heat 5. Maybe I got the wrong sheet. I got to get my sheet together. Sorry.
Very clever. I was actually trying to work something out with that, but you beat me to it. Now, I tell you what, there's a bunch of good drivers in this one, especially coming from the back again. So tonight, it looks like we've seen, with a bit of luck, the faster driver or drivers coming from the back and really trying to gain some points. So I'll tell you, one man that's really going to be up on the wheel is Jason Lax in that blue. I don't even know what number he's in, but I'm going to go number 15. And Sean, just to let you know, Gary's not racing tonight, so whether he's racing tomorrow night or whether he's just not racing at all and just helping Bo along with the admin duties, man, like I said, these guys are pretty good when it comes to these midgets, and for them to sit out the biggest race of the year, it's hats off to those guys as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's cars on the track right now hot lapping, and we're down here walking through the pit area. A lot of guys working on their cars, getting ready for the qualifiers. We do have a couple more heats to go, and I tell you what, man, these guys, a lot of nerves down here, a lot of sweaty palms and sweaty foreheads, and I tell you what, whether it's the sim chili bowl or the real chili bowl, they definitely get your nerves going.
Definitely, Sean, as we get back to the racing action, heat race number 4 making its way to the track. Cody Bias starts on the pole. Outside of him, position number 2 is Wesley Smith. Moving on back to row number 2, Zach Wells will start position number 3 on the inside. Outside of him will be Justin Gilmore. Row number 3, position number 5, that'll be Jonathan Smith starting in the 5th position. Position number 6 will be Justin Osborne. And the final row, starting position number 7, will be Jason Lax. So they work their way around the track to go green flag racing again out of turn number 4. Bias and Smith on the front row. They'll lead the field to the green flag out of turn number 4, looking for the green right here, and we are racing with heat race number 4. Out to the lead, Cody Bias right away, jumping a huge gap between him and second place. Now Wesley Smith battling it out with Zach Wells. Looks like we went yellow right away there.
One thing to notice here, guys, everybody watching right now, is you can always tell who's relatively new at this is if they have a beast chassis and no right rear mud cover. That's always a good telltale sign.
Yeah, what Sean's talking about there is there's a number of different chassis to choose from, and you always got to put the mud cover on, but that's in the upgrade section, and some of the newer guys don't know about that, and they just stick with all stock default. There's a few beast guys out there with no mud cover, but we'll see how they run. A lot of the newer guys, they just go out there, run whatever comes on the car, and they still rip around the track. So we'll try it again from the top. Cody Bias, Wesley Smith, Zach Wells, Justin Gilmore, Jonathan Smith, Justin Osborne, and Jason Lax as they start to roll around the track again. We'll try this one more time as they get side-by-side, nose to tail. They'll go green flag racing out of turn number 4. This is take number 2 on heat race number 4. Green flag is in the air, and we are underway.
Green flag, go, 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 go.
Yeah, really touching on the green flags here. You gotta really wait till you come out of turn 4 before it throws it in game. So Bias leads them into turn number 3 and 4. Gilmore goes upside down in a big way. Lax up to 5th, already passed a few cars. Here comes Smith on the inside of Bias now. Smith looking to take over the race lead in turns 3 and 4, pulls up alongside him. Oh, they bang wheels a little bit, and Smith leads lap number 2. Bias back to the inside. Smith running the middle part of the racetrack now. Bias back on the inside. Here comes Zach Wells in the number 93 machine, I think it is. The AMS oil. Look at Wells trying to work on the inside of Smith and Bias. Hits the infield berm. Here comes Osborne now in the number 1 Swindell machine. Osborne goes up to 3rd. Here comes Lack from 5th to 3rd. Jason Lax is on a mission right now. Smith still your race leader with 5 down and 3 to go out of turn number 4. Wells back there in 2nd. Osborne sliding back underneath Lax. And Lax is all over the shop right now.
As they'll see 2 laps to go this time by Wesley Smith leads the way. Zach Wells there sitting in 2nd. You look back, Justin Osborne in 3rd. Jason Lax coming from the 7th position, like you said. He's up to 4th. Jonathan Smith sits in 6th or 5th. Tough break for Cody Bias and Justin Gilmore, both out of the race as the leader gets the white flag. 1 lap to go for Wesley Smith. He works his way down the backstretch for the final time. He'll roll through 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Give heat race number 4 to Wesley Smith. Zach Wells will finish off in second. Justin Osborne in third. Jason Lax, Jonathan Smith, Cody Bias, and Justin Gilmore. We'll send it on down trackside, try and get with our winner. We'll send it down trackside to Sean Buckley with Wesley Smith.
All right, guys, we're down here with Wesley Smith, a 16-year-old from Nixa, Missouri, and a great run there as he put the left front on the inside berm and went on to win. Great job out there.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
So tell us about your run, man. You did a great job coming from about mid-pack, and you kind of snuck up in there and got yourself a heat win. Well, it looks like his throttle pedal works in heat race number 4, but his push-to-talk button doesn't work, so we'll throw it back up to you guys. That's Wesley Smith, heat 4 winner.
Thanks, Sean. Now they're trackside trying to get the interviews with our heat race winners. Our 5th and final heat of the night before we get into the top 36 qualifiers. I believe they invert 18, so the highest point scorer will start position number 6 in heat race number 1. So the faster guys are going to come through the mid-back, and I'll tell you what, if you don't make the qualifiers, you're in for a long Wednesday night trying to do the alphabet soup.
I think I freaked him out when I said he's from Nixa High School in Nixa, Missouri, 16-year-old. He's probably thinking, how does he know that?
Alright, just waiting on the 5th and final heat race of the night. And we had 4 heat races so far completed. Just want to thank everyone for tuning in here on twitch.tv/SPR Live. I believe we had close to nearly 200 viewers yesterday, and we're already at 100 and close to 150 right now. So, you know, if you haven't already, go share the Twitch TV on your Facebook page or Twitter or whatever. Get the message out there, guys, because it's going to be an awesome event, especially just these prelim nights of racing. It's always fantastic. Heat race number 5 on the grid. Mike, why don't you give us our lineup?
Heat race number 5 on the grid right now. John Lepresto, he'll start on the pole. Outside of him, position number 2 is Aaron Shankerman. Moving on back to row number 2 on the inside. Starting position number 3 is Tim Berner. Outside of him, you'll see Noah Weichert, starting position number 4. Moving on back to row number 3, starting on the inside, you see Chris Stringfellow. On the outside of him, position number 6 is Cody Doozer, and rounding off the field, starting position number 7, out of Kentucky, is Josh Rice. They work their way around the racetrack. We're going to go green flag racing out of turn number 4. This is heat number 5 here at the Chili Bowl, night number 2, and we are green. John Lepresto with a pretty lengthy gap right away off the start. He'll take the lead. Tim Berner will move up into second. Now the battle right now is for third. Is Stringfellow to the inside of Weichert. He'll take over that position. Weichert with a little bump and run. He'll go right back around Stringfellow. All the while you see Corey Doozer to the inside of both of them. He'll take over the third place spot. But now the battle continues as Weichert and Stringfellow are side by side. Stringfellow will take the 4th place position. Weichert will drop back to 5th. But back to the lead. Oh, Stringfellow now to the inside of Doozer, and it goes up and over. Stringfellow taking a tumble there. Tough break for him. Back to the lead. John Lepresto out in front. They're going to see halfway this time by. 4 laps in the books. 4 more times around. John Lepresto, Tim Berner, Josh Rice, Noah Weichert, and Aaron Shankerman. That's the top 5. Corey Doozer will finish off in 6th right now.
Man, Weichert's all over the racetrack, especially with he goes from 90 to 200 to 500. I'll tell you right now, he'll need to get that stuff sorted out before the qualifiers in the A main, otherwise the officials won't like that one. Meanwhile, Lepresto now with 1.5 circuits remaining here at the Chili Bowl. And night number 2, heat race number 5. Berner doing a good job back there in 2nd, Rice in 3rd, Weichert 4th, Doozer 5th, Shankerman 6th. Back to Stringfellow. I thought we had somebody else there a minute, but half a lap remaining for Lepresto as he comes out of turn number 4. He takes the win in heat race number 5. Start on the pole. Tim Berner will get 2nd. 3rd will go to Rice. Weichert 4th. Doozer will finish 5th. 6th is going to be Shanker. And Stringfellow with a DNF as we send it down trackside with Sean Buckley, who is with our heat race winner, number 5, John Lopresto.
Yeah, John, heat race number 5 winner. You got a great start there off of turn number 4 and really took the lead and never looked back. Great job.
Just got word that John Lopresto does not have a microphone available, so we will not be able to get a word with him.
Yeah, we're having an audio issue down here. You know, one of the great things about the Chili Bowl here is that you can bring your dogs, you can drink in the pit, you can do a lot of wonderful things here at the Chili Bowl. And actually, a dog just bit off our interview microphone here at the top, so we're going to have to chase him down, and we'll send it back to you guys while we run this dog down.
Thank you, Sean. At this time, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back at it here in just a few minutes with some qualifiers action, but at this time, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back in just a few moments.
Are you ready for the 2013 Indiana Sprint Car season? Cassidy, Bloomington, LPS, The Bird, Tri-State, Paragon, and Kokomo. The best in the Midwest. No wings, just ruts and guts. Get 2012 MSCS KISS and IndianaOpenWheel.com Driver of the Year, John Stanbro. Repeat in 2013. Brady Shorts, Dave Darlin, Brian Clausen, Shane Cottle, and more try to knock the silent caster off his throne. The 2013 Indiana Sprint Car Season On Demand HD video on jackslash.com. Yearly and monthly packages available. Jackslash.com, the #1 sprint car and midget video on demand site in the world.
Chili Bowl. The size of your success is measured by the strength of your desire and the vision of victory. If you don't think you have what it takes, you don't stand a chance out there. That is a fine line between a driver and a racer.
Like.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I just got word we're about 3 to 4 minutes away from going back to racing here with the qualifiers. Again, I'm Mike Burba. Alongside me today, we got Brett Wheeler, Sean Buckley, our pit reporter for the afternoon, or the evening, if you will. Brett, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for these qualifiers to come up. Just want to thank everybody that's tuned in so far. I want to give a big shout out. He's been hanging for this shout out for quite some time. Is Jose Stornetta, as I like to call him, Joe Stornetta. He won the first actual annual Chili Bowl here at Sim Pro Race. So a big shout out to him, alongside as well Dale Grother from Sprint Cars Online, one of the head guys over there as well, along with everybody else that's tuned in. And I believe we may have a couple of guys from iRacing tuned in as well, just to have a look at the broadcast and see what we can do. So everyone else that's tuned in as well over the past tonight and last night as well. It's qualifiers are getting set right now. So three qualifiers, we said, inverting top 18 out of the top 36 in points. So you're going to see the highest point scorer coming from position number 6 in qualifier number 1, and I believe that is Mike McKinney, who's the highest point scorer on 135 points. Brennan Rogers, second on 120 points. Denny Felker Jr., third with 111 points. So those three drivers will start position 6 in their respective qualifiers as well.
While we wait for these qualifiers to get going, I definitely want to thank the people that make this 5th annual Sim Chili Bowl Nationals possible. Tape Pool Designs making that awesome promo video for us. Total Performance Racing always coming through, helping out the Sim Pro Racing crew over here. American Racing Wheels, jackslash.com. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, you need to check out jackslash.com. Because if you think this is cool, that's a pretty cool site to get on. They've got all kinds of sprint car and midget videos. It's a small fee, monthly fee to get on there. Go check it out, jackslash.com. That's actually our very own Sean Buckley, pit reporter. He is the man in charge over there, coming aboard helping us out for this Sim Pro Chili Bowl Nationals.
Yeah, guys, we're walking through the pits here during the break, and one of the heat race winners, Brendan Rogers, one of the favorites to win here tonight. Check this story out. They towed all the way from their Southern California home in Camarillo, California, here to Tulsa, and they went through all the different kind of weather changes you can think of: rain, sleet, ice, you name it. They actually had the rear axle brake on their trailer, and the trailer actually skidded off of the road and into an embankment where they had their whole right side of the trailer ripped out. They had to call U-Haul, get a U-Haul truck. They had to get the old planks for the back to roll the car in and out. And so they're working out of a U-Haul trailer here today, this week rather, at the Chili Bowl. So they got their work cut out for them. It's kind of like the throwback Michael Pickens, Brad Mosen New Zealand team that was here just a few years ago, if you guys remember that. But Brendan Rogers dealing with some serious adversity, but he ended up picking it up with the heat race win, so keep an eye out for Brendan out of Southern California.
Thanks for that one, Sean. Yeah, we definitely had some issues on the way here with the rig, but we definitely made it, and Brendan's here to fight and win tonight. Should be some pretty great racing action coming here in just a few minutes. A little bit here, we're going to try and get a special guest up into the booth. We're not going to release any names, but we're working on a special guest to come talk to us, maybe call a little bit of the racing action.
Oh, there's all sorts of stars here walking up and down the pits, man. You wouldn't believe it. Wouldn't believe who's here. Got former Cincinnati Red and all-time hit king Pete Rose walking around here, laying 5 down here on heat or qualifier number 1 here. So this should be interesting. Is Jay Drake, and definitely in one of these heat qualifying races.
As you said, yeah, qualifier 1 now making its way to the track, and look who it is on the pole. The Jay Drake. He'll start position number 1. Outside of him, you look to the outside, it's going to be Zach Wells. It looks like Colton Hardy drop connection, so we'll send it back and get him back in here and line him back up again for qualifier race number 1.
So just to give a, obviously we're close to 150 viewers right now. Here's the challenge for all you viewers. Why don't you guys share it on your Twitch, on your Twitter, and your Facebook, any social media that you're watching, and let's see if we can get this viewer count up to 200 by the end of qualifier number 1. So, like I said, we're about 57 away, so start sharing away and see if we can get this up to 200, as it's come these qualifiers and the B mains, they're all going to sit and try and bow for these 24 spots in prelim night number 2, the A main, for 25 laps, and like I said, we'd like the top 4 in, so let's see if we can get this viewer count up to 200.
Hey guys, we're down here at the pit of the 96 car of Mike McKinney real quick. He's got a sticker on the side of this number 96 that says #Easter egg. So as you can remember, Mike, a heat race winner in that really bright green and purple race car, and he said, we want to do something really wild and crazy this year at the Chili Bowl. So they're calling that car the Easter egg. So watch out for Mike McKinney here tonight, is the Easter egg, number 96, going to try and do work here in the qualifier.
Yep, onto the track now. Qualifier number 1 is lined up, ready to take flight. Jay Drake on the pole. Outside of him, you see Zach Wells. Row number 2 on the inside. Starting position number 3, that's Doug Garvett. Outside of him, you see Wesley Smith. Position number 5, the Burr Motorsports entry out of Arizona, that's Colton Hardy. Outside of him, the man on the mission, that's Mike McKinney. Moving on back to position number 7, you see Corey Doozer, Jonathan Smith outside of him, Matt White, Aaron Shankerman, Chaz Woodward, Justin Gilmore. They'll go green flag racing here out of turn number 4, and we are green with qualifier number 1.
Jay Drake getting a great start in turns 1 and 2. Look at Colton Hardy running the bottom side. Here comes McKinney trying to work through, but Hardy goes up to 2nd. Now he's challenging Drake for the race lead out of turn number 4. He's going to lead lap number 1 as Colton Hardy. McKinney's gone back about to 5th or 6th. Meanwhile, Drake still working to the outside on Hardy, but we're going to have our first yellow of the night, I do believe.
Yeah, it looks like a few guys getting around. Matt White, one of them, Chaz Woodward, and Aaron Shankerman and Corey Doozer all looks like they are all involved. We'll try and go back and look at this replay real quick.
Hey guys, we're down here in turn 3 at the bottom of the ramp with the crew chief for Colton Hardy, Tinker Maldonado. We talked to Tinker and said, hey, what's the key here to winning at the Chili Bowl? And say, hey, listen, We drove all the way here from Arizona, and Colton, the mini sprint racer, micro sprint racer, he runs at the Canyon Speedway all over Arizona. He said just to keep the driver calm, not too nervous, just hit the marks. And right now Colton Hardy's doing that, running up front. The kid's doing a good job holding off the one and only Jay Drake.
Yeah, like you said, Colton Hardy out in front of the field right now, as it looks like we're going to go green flag racing here pretty quick. Colton Hardy out in front, Jay Drake in second as the pace car pulls off. We'll go green flag racing on turn number 4. Colton Hardy on point, Jay Drake, Doug Garvett the top 3, Wells and McKinney will bring us the top 5, and we are green. Colton Hardy with a great jump there, but Jay Drake, he's right behind him. Doug Garvett trying to make a move, not going to make it stick. They're side by side, Garvett and McKinney right now for that third place spot. They're trying to sneak it in there. Now it's for second. Oh, and Colton Hardy making a mistake. Tough break for him. He'll drop back to the 4th place spot, but Jay Drake now to the lead. McKinney sits in second. Oh, and Garvett takes a tumble. The now 3-way battle for the lead as Wesley Smith is now getting up there with McKinney and Hardy. Jay Drake, your leader. Colton Hardy in second. Wesley Smith, Mike McKinney, and Zach Wells, the top 5. The 2nd through 5th, all right there on top of each other, battling it out for position. They're 3 wide right now as they head through turn number 2.
Yeah, Drake got a little bit lucky, and so did Colton Hardy. Hardy was running the bottom, hit the infield burn. McKinney had nowhere to go, and just got into his left rear, and I think it was that went upside down. It was Gavette. He went wild, tumbling wild. But meanwhile, look at Hardy on the inside of Drake. Drake using the high line to perfection right now. Here comes McKinney on the outside. He's up into 3rd, challenge for 2nd. Smith trying to come back under McKinney, so you got a 3-car battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. 2 guys running the bottom, McKinney running the top. Drake doing a great job out in front with just 1.5 to go. Smith to the inside of Hardy. Oh, they bang wheels. Oh, Woodward a lap car. Where are you going? McKinney does well in that Swindell racing machine to not drive into the side of him. As Drake, 1 lap to go, makes a mistake. Here comes Hardy with a slider. Hardy with a slider. Drake back underneath. No, 3 wide for the lead. Who's going to get it? Oh my goodness, Colton Hardy by 1,000th of a second. The closest you could get without being an absolute dead heat. Colton Hardy, unbelievable. Drake will finish 2nd. Smith gets 3rd. McKinney will finish 4th. And Wells will round out the top 5. But unbelievable. What a finish to qualify number 1.
Crazy race there. We're going to send it down trackside to Mr. Sean Buckley. He's with Colton Hardy, the winner of qualifier number 1.
Man, you would have thought this kid just won the feature here at the Chili Bowl as he gets out of his race car, fist pumping everybody around the car here. This number 41, Colton Hardy, great job here. And he's actually still got his helmet on. He's having some problems here. And then apparently he's off actually running away right now. He's coming back here. He's got his helmet off, gloves off. Colton, great job here. Great race.
Thank you. It was a good race there with the Drake. It's fun coming out here and racing these guys. And we had a nice battle there. That slider going into 3 was a little close, but we were able to get the qualifier win.
Now, you had a little bit of a complication there as you got out of the race car. You actually had your arm restraint hooked on the rock guard there, and you couldn't get your helmet off and talk to us. But we got you working with us now.
Yep, yeah, I kind of got stuck there coming out of the car. Might need to stretch that seat out a little bit. Been eating all that chili here at the Chili Bowl, but you know, it is what it is.
Well, I tell you what, man, all the way from Arizona, that felt like a feature win for you. The whole crew around you, fist pumping, and as of right now, you guys are locked into the feature possibly, and you're one of the odds-on favorites for this deal.
Yeah, it's good to be considered one of the favorites here. We put in a lot of practice in getting the car ready to drive 17 hours to race this event.
Well, I tell you what, good job, man, and good luck here tonight in the main event.
Thank you.
All right, that's the youngster out of Arizona, the micro sprint racer at the Canyon Speedway Park, and I tell you what, they are pumped up and ready for the main event here tonight, the Chili Bowl, guys.
Thanks for that one, Sean. Looks like qualifier number 2 is getting lined up and ready to go here, as we'll see 10 more drivers hit the track.
Man, what a qualifier number 1 that was. If that's anything to go by from what we're going to see in the next 2 qualifiers and also the Bs and the A mains tonight, man, that was an absolute rip snorter. Man, the top 3, but what about the finish? 0.001. Definitely great drive by Colton Hardy. Man, you got to feel sorry for Drake just getting past on the last corner again. Man, he's got to be used to feeling like that, Sean.
Hey, you know what? It's funny you mentioned Jay. We just walked up to him a little bit ago. He had to use the restroom, but he told us, he said, man, that's funny. We mentioned the Danny Boers passing us in the real Chili Bowl about 10 years ago on the outside of the last corner, last lap. And Jay actually walked up and told me, he goes, man, was that Dan Boers? So Jay's in great spirits. That's the best he's run here at the Chili Bowl in a long time, and hopefully it's enough to get him into the show.
As it looks like we're waiting for just one more driver to make its way over towards the staging area. We're going to roll these cars out onto the track, get them push started here. Get ready to go with qualifier number 2 here at night number 2 of the Sim Pro Racing 5th Annual Sim Chili Bowl Nationals. Don't forget, you can get on Twitter, hashtag tweet your seat at Sim Pro Racing, along with hashtags 2015 Sim Chili Bowl and a hashtag Useless Sim Chili Bowl. So those are all tweets that we be recognizing here. We're also keeping up with the hashtag flip count, as it looks like qualifier number 2 is making its way to the track. And on the pole, you'll see Jason Lax. Outside of him, Tim Berner. He'll start position number 2. Moving on back to row number 2, starting position number 3, that's John Lepresto. Outside of him, you see Anton Hernandez. Moving on back to row number 3, starting position number 5, out of Kentucky, it's Josh Rice. Moving on back to row number 6, a heat race winner from earlier, second highest points guy, that's Brennan Rogers. Keep an eye on him in that Bird Motorsports car, because he has been fast all day. He'll be one to watch in this one. Adam Gillen will start position number 7. Tiffany Tires, the woman entry here, that's position number 8. Gary Gilmar will start 9th. Jared Burba will start position number 10. Joel Hoffmaster and Cameron Key will round off the field here with qualifier number 2. They start to roll their way around the racetrack. We'll go green out of turn number 4. They get side-by-side, nose to tail as they enter turn number 3. Green flag is out. We are underway.
Games not actually throwing the green flag, so we're not actually green just yet. I think Jason Lax went a little bit too early. Like I said, it's really tricky, this track. You really got to come out of 4 side by side for the game to throw it out of 4. Otherwise, you really got to wait to the white line on the main straight. So these guys have got to be a little bit patient. I know they want to get on the gas and start racing and try and take the win. But like I said, they've also got to be side by side with the guy on the outside or the inside.
Yeah, like you said, the officials here very critical about starts. They don't even throw the green if you're not side by side as you come out of 4. So it's that caution cone. You'll see it sitting there in turn number 4. That's where they have to fire. And if they're not side by side ready to fire there, the green flag is not coming out, and they'll have to stock them back up.
Hey guys, big time drama down here in the pits. We're standing here with the 41 car of Colton Hardy, our qualifier number 1 winner. The engine, the S-Slinger motor under the hood is done for the night. They got another backup motor right now. The team is thrashing to put it back in and get him out here for the feature.
Well, keep us updated on that, Sean, as we go to racing, or attempt to. We do get the green this time. Jason Lax right to the lead. John Lepresta will move up to second. Berner up the track. He'll drop back and take cars with him as the yellow flag comes out.
Yeah, Berber and Hoffmaster just coming together there. We'll see if Kyler can get the replay up on that one. Yeah, Berber and Hoffmaster coming together there, the 2 cars at the back, but you got to keep an eye on Anton Hernandez. He did start 4th, but remember he was pressuring. He may have been Hoffmaster or Lepresto in his heat races and just come up short. It might have been Trammell actually. One of the 2. I'll get it right eventually. I'll just start naming off drivers, and one of them's got to be right. So keep an eye on Anton Hernandez sitting 3rd in that number 25 machine. He's going to be very, very fast in the Best Deal Services car.
They pace around the track under yellow flag conditions. Jason Lax, your leader. John Lepresto in 2nd. Anton Hernandez currently sits 3rd. Adam Gilliland sits 4th with Tim Berner behind him in 5th. Josh Rice, Brendan Rogers, Gary Gilmore Jr., Tiffany Tires, Cameron Key, Jared Burba, and Joel Hoffmaster as the pace car pulls it into the infield. We'll go green flag racing out of turn number 4. Lax on point in that professional plating. Number 15 car. We go green. Jason Lax, great start there for him. John Lepresto drops to the bottom. Anton Hernandez up top. Lepresto to the inside of Lax. They race side by side down the back straightaway as they exit turn number 4. Lepresto trying to take over the race lead. Lepresto still working the bottom side of the raceway, but keep an eye on Hernandez. He's trying to get a nose in there. Lax currently your leader outside of him. Oh, and Lax jumps to the bottom. He's side by side with Hernandez. They're 3 wide for the lead.
3 wide out of turn number 2, and Lax just got the infield berm. Coming into turn 1, and Hernandez takes over the race lead, so he watched these guys do battle. Lax and Lepresto, watch these two drivers trying to come back through the middle. As Lax makes a mistake, here comes Brennan Rogers. He was back to 8th on the restart. He's now up to 4th and trying to get underneath Gilliland for that 3rd spot as they drive past into turns 1 and 2. Lepresto still using the bottom side, Hernandez right on the top. We've seen this in the qualifiers last night and also in the first qualifier so far. You can run a top and bottom here. They're just as eagerly fast. Here comes Rice trying to move into that 4th spot. Brennan Rogers up to 3rd. Starting to close in on Lepresto for his 2nd spot now with 3 laps to go for your race leader, Anton Hernandez.
Hernandez still out in front. Lepresto running the bottom. He's in 2nd. Brennan Rogers, though, slowly but surely closing the gap as he gets approaching to John Lepresto. 2 laps to go this time by. It's Hernandez out in front, Lepresto on the bottom, Rogers on the top. Let's see if he has enough time. The white flag will come out this time by. 1 lap to go for your leader, Anton Hernandez. He's safely out in front, Lepresto on the bottom. Rogers trying to bang the cushion. We got a lap car going around. He'll get off the track. Coming to the checkered flag. Anton Hernandez will take the win. John Lepresto is going to come around in 2nd. Rogers will finish off in 3rd. Josh Rice will round off in 4th, followed by Jason Lax, Adam Gilliland, Tiffany Tyers, Joel Hoffmaster, Gary Gilmore Jr., Jared Burba, Tim Berner, and Cameron Key. We're going to send it on down trackside with your winner, Anton Hernandez. Sean Buckley waiting for him. Go ahead, Sean.
Well, we're down here with the Arlington, Texas driver. Goes to Martin High School, Anton Hernandez. And, man, the kid did a great job and fought up through there. And good job here tonight, kid.
Thank you. I just knew that there's going to be probably wrecks or a lot of stuff going on there because it's qualifier. So I just tried to stay clean, stay out of the wrecks, and as you can see, I did that and came off with a win.
So you did a good job here tonight. Now it's time for the feature event. You think you can lock this thing in, if not, get a big win here tonight?
Yeah, I'm just going to have to get used to that cushion on top. If I get used to that and stay consistent up there, I think I have a good chance.
Any shout-outs here tonight? Got anybody watching?
I may have a few. Some people from home in Texas, shout out to them. My dad, for putting up the game. All y'all guys who put up the show, thanks. This is really awesome. This is cool. I appreciate it.
Well, there you go, race fans. The Arlington, Texas driver, Anton Hernandez, picking up a qualifying winner here tonight. You'll see him in the feature and hopefully up front. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Sean. Looks like qualifier number 3 starting to get stacked up into the server. So they're working their way to the staging area right now. We'll go with qualifying number 3. Sean, are you down there by Colton Hardy? How's it going down there? Did they get the engine out?
Yeah, actually they did. They got the engine out. They got a big mess down here. They got mud. They got all sorts of fluid down here. People are slipping and sliding around. You got that dog down here licking all the, looks like to be antifreeze or water or something, oil off the ground. We got to get him out of here. But anyhow, yeah, they got the other engine back up in here. They got the little working Woody down here to back that thing in there between the down tubes and get that motor in there. But a lot of guys thrashing down here and trying to get the 41 out of Arizona of Colton Hardy back out here so we can run the feature.
Well, thank you, Sean. Yeah, hopefully they get that motor back in time. It looks like they should, as we are waiting on qualifier number 3. We're going to send it down to Sean Buckley. It sounds like he might have a celebrity, if you will, down by him. See if we can get a quick interview with him. Sean, are you down there with someone?
I am down here with someone, and as much as everybody wants to talk to this person, as much as he would like to talk to us, unfortunately, he doesn't have a microphone. So that driver that ran so well in the qualifier before Jay Drake, not being able to talk to us, as he's actually got a mouthful of the lovely chicken strips here from the Chili Bowl. And you know that $12 Chili Bowl chicken strip fry
Are you guys
special.
still racing right now? Oh.
Yeah. So anyways, as much as we'd like to talk to Jay, he can't. He's got his mouth full as his microphone is not working. Yeah, so yeah, everybody, it's like juggling chainsaws down here at the Chili Bowl pitch. You got microphones that work, sometimes they don't. You know, you've seen it time and time again on the front stretch of all major sprint car midget races. You're down there with the big celebrity on the front stretch, and you ain't got batteries in it. You got fresh batteries. So anyhow, what do we got right now, Mike and Brett? What else we got on here on the menu?
Well, on the menu right now, looks like they've just about got the entire qualifier number 3 down there on the ramp. Getting ready to push him down onto the racetrack, get these push tracks attached to him and get him fired away so we can get going here with qualifier number 3. Again, big thanks to everyone who's tuning in here tonight to watch this awesome racing action we got here for the Sim Chili Bowl. 161 viewers. Don't forget, share this link on all your social media. Also, give us a shout out at SimPro Racing, hashtag Sim Chili Bowl 2015, hashtag Useless Sim Chili Bowl, hashtag Flip Count, and also tweet your seat at us, hashtag tweet your seat at SimPro Racing. We'll get some shout outs going on here. But do us a favor, please, and share this link on your social media. We want to try and get some more viewers up on this, get people knowing what we got going on over here. It's some awesome racing, something to get through the winter here when there's no racing going on.
Well, so far, guys, who's some of the standouts? I mean, we got Brendan Rodgers, Mike McKinney. Hey, me with Jay Drake could be a sleeper to lock in this thing. Who do you like, Mike?
Oh, Colton Hardy, he's been looking real strong. That three-way battle for that finish, you know, winning that qualifier by a thousandth of a second. Brendan Rodgers, obviously, always one to keep an eye on. Mike McKinney, he can come from the back of the pack and still win his A-main if he needs to. A lot of very, very fast guys we have on hand here tonight, and it's hard to choose one particular driver that's pretty fast and dominant to call a winner.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this thing is pretty racy here tonight. Last night it kind of took us all the way until the feature battle up front to really get racing, some good side-by-side and passing and back and forth. But, you know, like I mentioned before, I ran last night. I missed the transfer spot out of the B main by 1. And you get 3 different racetracks to run on. You got the heat track, it's very narrow. You got the qualifying track, which we're on right now. It's fast, really, from top to bottom. The middle's a little bit slick, and of course the feature event, which is slick all the way across with a monster curb around the top. So it's very hard to pass. Track position is very key here.
Definitely very key, as now it looks like they've got all the drivers about pushed off and ready to go here for qualifier number 3. We'll try and get you a lineup here as they come out. It looks like Corey Clay will be starting on the pole. Bobby Denardi, Justin Osborne, Cody Tremmel, Denny Felker Jr., Trepper Jansen, Noah Weichert, Jordan Hanisch, Cody Bias, Chris Stringfellow, and Wyatt Harrison all scheduled to take the start here. Doesn't look like, I don't know who is supposed to start on the outside of the front row, but they're not going to make it. As they start to pace around the track, Corey Clay, he'll start on the pole. Justin Osborne and Bobby Denardi behind him. So with the outside front row not making the call, Denardi will get to start in position number 2 as they come through to take the green flag, and we are underway with qualifier number 3. Corey Clay right away out to the early race lead, but keep an eye on Bobby Denardi. He's working the top side. He'll drop to the low side. Cody Trammell, though, he's on the move. He won his heat race earlier this evening. Now he's trying to fight for this qualifier win. Denny Felker Jr. sits behind him in 4. Trammell on the top side of the raceway. Denardi on the bottom. Let's see if they can get around him. They're side by side as they head down the front stretch. Trammell trying to get around Bobby Denardi for that second place spot. Denardi on the bottom, Trammell on the top. Clay still leads the way. He's working the top side of the speedway with Trammell right behind him. Trammell and Denardi still side by side for the second place spot. Neither of them giving each other any room whatsoever here, as they are pretty even all the way around the track. They've been side by side for about 3 laps now, as we're 4 laps into this 10-lap qualifier. Corey Clay in that AMRA entry out in front. Cody Trammell in second. Bobby Denardi still sits there in third with Denny Felker Jr. But now Denardi on the low side getting challenged by Denny Felker Jr.
Corey Clay doing a great job out in front. 4 laps to go in qualifier number 3. Cody Trammell starting to really in. Trammell goes to the bottom nose, attempting to throw a slider. Realised he wasn't close enough, so Trammell still trying to reel in your race leader of Corey Clay. 11.821, Cody Trammell's fastest lap. Meanwhile, the top 3 out of the 4 drivers are running the top side. Denardi, the only one running the bottom so far, and doing a great job just trying to fend off Denny Felker Jr. Felker trying to come back on the outside. Look at Trammell to the inside of Clay. He's going to go to the bottom. He's going to throw a slide jump. Perfection slide jump out of turn number 2. He's going to shut the door in turns 3 and 4. 1 lap to go. Trammell's going to take the race lead. Here comes Denardi back on the inside of Clay. Out of turn number 2, Clay on the top side. Felker running through the middle. Denardi on the bottom side. Trammell's going to take the heat race win. Who's going to get second? It's going to be at the line. Bobby Denardi takes second. Corey Clay will get third. Denny Felker Jr. will round out the top 4. And there was just about a tenth in it between seconds, third and fourth. So what a race. And well done to Cody Trammell. He is going to be one to watch come the A-main time, and he could be a sleeper in this one.
Yeah, we'll send it down trackside. Sean Buckley, he's down there with Cody Trammell, winner of qualifier race number 3.
Yeah, guys, we're down here, and I tell you what, man, he's getting his gloves off, his helmet off, and the driver from Bloomington, Indiana, does it again. He won his heat race. He won the qualifier from the second or third row, and I tell you what, this Cody Trammell out of Bloomington, Indiana, did a fine job. Good job, young man.
Appreciate it, Sean. Wow, man, that had me getting a little shaky there towards the end, but after I cleared the slider, I was pretty well checking out from there. Car's been pretty good at this track, A-main track as well, so hopefully I got a shot for it.
Man, I tell you what, everybody comes in here that has a little bit of experience. They want to come in here, they just want to make the main, or they just want to do well or not get crashed. What was your thought coming in here tonight? Did you just want to make the main, lock in, or you want to win it all here?
Well, I mean, everyone wants to win it all. I believe last year I did the same thing I'm doing right now. I won my prelim and all that good stuff. So, hopefully I can sweep the night and move forward.
Man, I tell you what, heat winner, qualifying winner, and the Jack Slash number 67K, the team car. Great job here tonight, man. Keep it up, and we'll be looking for you here in the main event.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, Bloomington, Indiana's Cody Trammell, 2 for 2 so far in the night, and he's one of the only 2 drivers to do that so far. So we'll look for him here in the future. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Sean. Looks like we're going to be taking just a quick break here as they get the mains, the B mains and C mains and whatnot all put together. So we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with you in just a few moments.
Are you ready for the 2013 Indiana Sprint Car season? Cassidy, Bloomington, LPS, The Bird, Tri-State, Paragon, and Kokomo. The best in the Midwest. No wins, just ruts and guts. Get 2012 MSCS KISS and IndianaOpenWheel.com Driver of the Year, John Stanbro. Repeat in 2013. Brady Short, Dave Darlin, Brian Clausen, Shane Cottle, and more try to knock the silent caster off his throne. The 2013 Indiana Sprint Car Season On Demand HD video on jackslash.com. Yearly and monthly packages available. Jackslash.com, the #1 sprint car and midget video on demand site in the world.
Chili Bowl. The size of your success is measured by the strength of your desire and the vision of victory. If you don't think you have what it takes, you don't stand a chance out there. That is a fine line between a driver and a racer.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here from Tulsa, Oklahoma, the 5th annual Sim Chili Bowl Nationals presented by American Racing Wheels. My name is Mike Burba. Alongside me tonight, Brett Wheeler calling the action, along with Sean Buckley, our pit reporter, going through the pits, getting some interviews, giving us the insight of the driver. Tyler Shaw producing the action for us tonight, and it looks like we're going to try and get an interview with the one female competitor out here, Tiffany Tires. So we'll set it down to Sean Buckley, who I believe is with Tiffany Tires.
All right, we're down here with New Jersey's own Tiffany Tires, our only female driver in the field here tonight. And Tiffany, how's the night going for you?
Pretty good, I guess.
So walk us through your evening. How did the heat race go? How'd your qualifier go? And did it live up to your expectations, or did you leave some out there tonight?
Starts are pretty good. The restarts has really what got me. Still kind of getting used to this whole online thing.
Yeah, how long you been doing this whole R-Factor midget situation?
2 weeks.
A whole 2 weeks. Who got you into it?
I actually raced with Kyle Spence. I don't know if you know who he is, but we raced together at Lanco. So he kind of got me and my cousin into it.
Oh, very nice, very nice. So you say you race at Lanco there. I assume a micro sprint for you?
Actually, technically, I'm retired now because they had to sell the car, but I raced a 125, a 250, and a 270.
Wow, very nice, very nice. Well, we had to do a little bit of some background on you. You know, you being the only female in the field here tonight, so we checked out your Facebook page, and apparently you were one of the finalists for the Miss Motorsports, whatever it was, this past weekend for the big trade show they had there on the East Coast.
Yes, that's correct. I believe I finished 4th out of 18.
Hey, top 5. You can't go wrong with that, right?
I guess not. It was very nerve-wracking. I'm not used to being in heels like that.
Well, not only that, you got a two-piece bikini on in front of what? 500 people? 1,000 people?
Yeah, it was that was not too bad though. It was more of the walking out on stage in heels with the people I race with every weekend that were sitting there making fun of me the whole time.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, man. Pretty gutsy to get up there and do that. You never catch me in a two-piece bikini. That just looked terrible, or even heels at that. So we got to give you a lot of credit. A lot of credit for coming on here tonight. So only 2 weeks. How much practice did you have coming in here tonight?
Well, the semester just started at school, so whenever I'm not studying, I've been messing around with my cousin on whatever servers we can find.
So you said school's going on. Are you in high school, college? What's going on?
Technically I'm a junior in college, as scary as that sounds.
Now, why is that scary? Did you think you were younger or older?
Just the fact that I'm a junior in college already is what's scary.
Oh, okay. So a junior in college, does that mean what are you, 20, 21?
I am 20. I started while I was in high school. I took like online classes, so that gave me enough credits to technically be able to graduate next year, but I'm not going to.
Oh, right on, right on. Well, they're getting all the semi-main events worked out here. Hopefully you were good enough to make the top 16 in points to get directly, transferred into the feature, but if not, you're going to run one of the two B mains, and this is where it's going to happen for you. What do you think of this qualifying track and now B main track? It's going to be pretty wide and very similar to what you saw in the qualifier. Where did you feel most comfortable? Up there banging the cushion or running low and slow on the berm?
Definitely down at the bottom.
All right. Well, anybody out there you want to thank? Any shout-outs going on? You got any friends, family, boyfriends, relatives out there watching you race here tonight?
My cousin Josh, who's sitting next to me, basically kind of being my crew chief right about now. Kyle Spencer getting me into it because this is definitely something that I'm going to look forward to doing since I actually can't get behind the wheel of a car anymore.
Well, right on. Well, thanks for talking to us and good luck here in your B main. Hopefully you can get in one of those top 4 spots and stick it in the A.
All right, thank you.
All right, race fans. That 20-year-old Tiffany Tires from New Jersey, and you'll get to see her in one of the 2B mains here, and hopefully put it in the A main here tonight.
Yeah, and as you say that, looks like they are rolling the first one out on the track. Getting them lined up. I'll give you a quick rundown starting on the pole for B main number 1. You see number 15, Justin Gilmore. Outside of him is Trapper Jansen. Tiffany Tires running to her car right now. She is scheduled to start position number 3 here in B main number 1. And outside of her, Jonathan Smith. Moving on back to row number 3, starting on the inside. That's Tim Berner. Outside of him, the Burr Motorsports entry of Matt White. Moving on back to position number 7, that's Gary Gilmore Jr., and on the outside of him is Aaron Shankerman. Back to position number 9, another Burr Motorsports entry, that's Jared Burba. Outside of him is Chris Stringfellow. Sam Johnson will round off the field, and we will go green flag racing at turn number 4. Gilmore and Jansen will lead the field to the green flag. It looks like...
I'd be surprised if we see a restart there, as I think Gilmore may have gone a little bit too early, may have prematurely jumped the gun. It looks like we're staying green for now, but Gilmore takes over the race lead. White in second, Jansen third, Johnson fourth, Tyres fifth, Tim Berner back to 7th as Stringfellow. He started position number 10 or 11 it was, so he's had to come from the back of the bus in this B main after flipping in his heat race, and he's working the bottom side. He's up to 5th, so he's sitting one spot out of a transfer right now, and you really want to lock yourself into the prelim night to have a decent shot at being somewhere in the front of the B or even a C main, because you don't want to be any further than that come Wednesday night, as Tyres goes back underneath Stringfellow now.
Yeah, back out to the lead. Justin Gilmore leads the way. Trapper Jansen in second, but Matt White working the top side goes back around him. Matt White now up to second. Trapper Jansen sits in third. Sam Johnson back there in fourth. Now Tim Berner and Tiffany Tires are battling it out. Tires with a slide job. They make contact there. Oh, and Berner goes for a ride. So Tires up to 5th. Stringfellow sitting in 6th. Tough break for Tim Berner because he is out of the park and out of contention for the A main here tonight. It's still Justin Gilmore leading the way as he works his way around the lap. Driver Jared Burba in that Burr Motorsports ride. He is out in front. Matt White still hanging on to second. He's pretty safe and sound right there. Trapper Jansen in third. Sam Johnson and Tiffany Tires at the halfway point. As we go on board with Justin Gilmore, your current leader. Matt White still sits in second. Gilmore, as he works about the top side of the speedway, banging off the top, works down down the front straightaway. Lap 9 in the books. That means 6 more times around. About a second and a half now between him and Matt White. White makes his way around Jared Burba, so he is in second. He's got a lap car between him and third place driver Trapper Jansen. 10 laps in the books.
5 to go for your race leader in Gilmore. White second, Jansen still third. As he's behind a lap car, Jared Burba. Johnson fourth, Tyres in 5th. The transfer spot's going to heat up in a minute because Tyres and Stringfellow are trying to catch Johnson. So that could be an interesting battle as Stringfellow moves to the outside of Tyres. Meanwhile, Gilmore back there in 7th. And we got Burba. Jonathan Smith in 8th, Burba in 9th, and Tim Berner, who is out of this one, has grabbed a seat next to the hot dog stand. So Gilmore with just 1 lap to go out of turn number 4 this time by. He looks like going to transfer into the back of tonight's prelim night A main. As White as well back there in second, Jansen third, Johnson 4th. Stringfellow, can he make? He's about 0.671 off Johnson. He's really him in right now. Who's he going to the bottom? He goes to the bottom. Look at the battle for the transfer spot. Stringfellow is going to pull up alongside him. Oh, half a Carling. Man, Johnson done well to hang on. Hats off to Stringfellow. He tried everything he could to transfer into tonight's A main, but just fell short as we send it down trackside. Sean Buckley with our B main number 1 winner.
Down here with Highlands, Texas driver, the 33-year-old Justin Gilmore picked himself up the B main number 1. Great job out there.
Hey, thanks. I really appreciate it. We had a good run there. I was starting to figure it out. I was doing a little test laps before that, and I found a good line that was working pretty good. So we just stuck with it and got us a win. So.
Well, you're locked into tonight's feature event, and it's going to be a tough one. The track really changed last night from the qualifying track to the feature track. Got real slick with a big cushion. Probably looking for more of the same here tonight. Do you have many laps on this feature track?
Actually, I do. I even on this new updated version, the cushion isn't terrible as long as you can get into turn 3 and get into turn 1. I think the entry is going to be the key here tonight. So.
Well, great run, man. You put it in the A main, and hopefully you can get locked in tonight with finishing in the top 4 and get into the big show on Wednesday.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, race fans, that's Justin Gilmore out of Highlands, Texas, the 33-year-old, winning big here in tonight's first B main. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Sean. Looks like they're making their way down with B main number 2. While we wait for that, big thanks to American Racing Wheels, always coming on board, helping us out. Total Performance Racing, another big sponsor out here. Even Sprint Cars Online, Dale Grother, scheduled to race tomorrow, I believe, came on and helped us out with a little sponsorship for this event. Make this deal possible. Hats off to the boys over at SimPro Racing. Again, I'm Mike Burba, calling the shots here with my co-host here, Brett Wheeler. I guess we're co-hosts together. Sean Buckley down there, trackside, working, finding everyone in the pits. Giving us all the insight of the drivers. Kyler Shaw producing the action with Fast 4 Media for us tonight. Don't forget, you can tweet us at SimPro Racing. Tweet your seat at SimPro Racing on Twitter. You can also use the hashtag #UselessSimChiliBowl, hashtag SimChiliBowl 2015, and hashtag FlipCount to keep up with all of tonight's action. Looks like we had about 170 viewers at one point. Don't forget, please share this on your social media networks. Get this out for people to see. The more the merrier, the better we make this stuff work out here, the more people we can get involved. So definitely please share that on your social media. Share the Twitch link on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram if you want. John, you down trackside? Are you down by Colton Hardy? They get the motor switched out and ready to go for the A main. He's scheduled to start on the pole.
Yep, motor's good to go. They can just tightening all the fittings and lines right now on this thing. And they had a little bit of problem with the header on this thing, and it wasn't really matching up. They didn't actually have a header gasket or a gasket to run the thing, so they're going to run gasketless. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, let's hope that it works out for him. Colton Hardy scheduled to start first in the A main here in just a little bit. We got a B main number 2 coming up momentarily, as it looks like they are on track with B main number 2. Corey Doozer on the pole with Justin Osborne outside of him. Back to position number 3, the inside of row number 2, Cody Bias, Joel Hoffmaster outside of him. Then there's Noah Weichert and Doug Garvett, Jordan Hanisch, Chas Woodward, Cameron Keys, Ryan Wheeler, and that'll do it here for B main number 2. They'll work their way around the track. We'll start racing out of turn number 4. The pace car will pull off right here on the backstretch. Doozer and Osborne, your front row. As they work through 3 and 4, they'll go green at that start cone. Green flag flies, and we are underway. Doozer side by side right away with Cody Bias. Bias will take over the early race lead. Corey Doozer will drop back to second. Noah Weichert on the top side. There's contact and cars everywhere. Cody Bias will take the lead. Noah Weichert now moves up to second. Garvett gets up to third. Corey Doozer all the way back to fourth with Osborne, the top 5. The transfer spot right now held by Corey Doozer. Osborne trying to work the bottom side of the raceway to get around Corey Doozer as Cody Bias starts to pull away. He's got a 0.5 of a second right now between him and Noah Weichert. Weichert feeling the pressure from Doug Garvett. Garvett to the low side with a slide job. Oh, and contact. He'll give a little wheel to Noah Weichert and say, see you later, as he moves up into the second place spot. So it's Bias, Garvett, Weichert, and Doozer, your top 4 right now. That's the transfer spot. Weichert battling back on the bottom of the speedway. He'll go side by side with Doug Garvett. Garvett with a run down the straightaway on the top. They stay side by side. Garvett will hold on to the second place spot. Weichert still sits in third. Now Osborne trying to get into that transfer spot. He'll slide up, not going to make it stick on Corey Doozer. 6 laps in the books, 15 the scheduled distance here. It's still Bias leading the way over Garvett and Weichert. Bias now a 1.5 seconds ahead of Doug Garvett. Weichert and Doozer still right there, all nose to tail as they work their way around the racetrack. We'll see the halfway point right here as Cody Bias still leads the way. Doug Garvett in second. Noah Weichert still right there in third, all on the top side of the speedway. Weichert jumps to the bottom. Oh, and a slide job. He'll ruin himself right there as he goes tumbling. Tough break for Weichert, stretching a little too hard there. It's still Cody Bias leading the way. Doug Garvett in second. Corey Doozer in third. They'll work their way around the lap driver of Cameron Keys. Justin Osborne now holding on to that transfer spot as they see 5 laps to go this time by.
Corey Bias, still your race leader out of turn number 2. 4.5 to go. Doug Garvett back there in second. Corey Doozer in third, and Justin Osborne rounds out the top 4, sorry, in that number 1 Swindell machine. So Osborne was very, very patient, just waited for a mistake from somebody else, and is now sitting in a transfer spot to tonight's A main. 25 laps. Ryan Weiler back there in 5th. Cameron Key back there in 6th. Just the 6 cars left on the racetrack, as you do have. Corey Bias out of turn number 4 this time by with 2 laps to go.
Bias still out in front. Garvett safely in that second place spot. 2 seconds between him and the leader, so Cody Bias starting to walk away from the field. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Oh, and it looks like the 5th place driver going around and losing it there, so tough break for him. It's all Cody Bias out in front. He'll round through 3 and 4. Checkered flag is in the air. We'll give it to Cody Bias, followed by Doug Garvett. Cody Doozer, he'll finish off in 3rd. Justin Osborne will take the final transfer spot, and Cameron Keys will finish off in 5th. Ryan Wheeler will finish off in 6th. Noah Weichert in 7th. Chaz Woodward, Jordan Hanisch, and Joel Hoffmaster the field. But this time we'll send it down trackside to Mr. Sean Buckley, where he's got Cody Bias.
And we're down here in the pits with Cody Flying Bias as he picked up B main number 2 and punched his ticket into tonight's prelim night for the 5th annual Chili Bowl Sim Nationals. And Cody, great job here, and you had that one easy.
Oh man, it's been a long night. And just once I got that big enough lead there, I just try to keep hitting my marks and just make sure I get it to the finish. Just try to get into the A for tonight. But no, it's been a fun night so far. It's been something I'm not quite used to, but it's been a blast so far, and just can't wait to try to get it done in the A somehow, coming from near the back. But it's going to be a long journey, and hope I can try to get the best finish I can tonight.
Now looking at the side of this race car, this Darren Pittman machine here, it says Cody Bias, but no Cody Flying Bias. Is that a nickname that we could stick on you?
I mean, if it starts tonight, I mean, I don't see why not. So I'll try to do my best to try to live up to that. So we'll see what we can get done in the next main.
All right, great job out there. Good luck in the main, buddy.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, race fans, that's Cody Flying Bias as he picks up B main number 2. And he's going to have to do a lot of work to get up into the top 4 transfers in tonight's feature event. And let's go back upstairs to Brett and Mike.
Thanks, Sean. Definitely going to be some great racing tonight. Almost 180 viewers right now, so come on, guys. Keep on sharing. We got the A main coming up next. Don't forget, we got 2 more nights of racing here. Tomorrow, our final prelim night. I got word that we're supposed to get Kyle Larson on board for tomorrow's racing, so let's see if he will actually show up and run with us tomorrow. That'll be pretty cool to see. We got the likes of Rico Abreu hanging out here watching the races at the track. It'll be pretty cool here. Well, don't forget, we are live tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That is 8 o'clock Central. You can also find us on Twitter. Give us a tweet. Tweet your seat at SimPro Racing. Hashtag Useless Sim Chili Bowl. Hashtag Sim Chili Bowl 2015. And keep up with the flip count. But here's the thing, guys. We got an A main coming up pretty quick, and there is a strong list of drivers ready to go. And I'm going to send it down to Sean Buckley, who I think has one of the guys racing with us tonight down there trackside.
That's right, the former USAC champion and put on a great drive in one of the qualifiers from Val Verde, California, Jay Drake. Jay, how's it going tonight?
Not bad. Sorry I couldn't get with you after that qualifier. I've been busy, greeting fans and signing autographs, and then we got our American Racing booth back in the trade show there, so I was back there trying to sell some wheels. It's busy here at the Chili Bowl,
Man, I tell you, it's good to have you here on R Factor. We were joking the other day at the Indy Expo over the weekend about, how much fun this has been for a lot of us, and then of course I have to bring up the Dan Borst incident from the Chili Bowl of 10 years ago, where he put 2 good ones together on the cushion and drove around you and Stewart, and lo and behold, you get past in the last corner, last lap here in your qualifier, and it was like deja vu all over again. But how confident do you feel going into the main tonight?
Yeah, you said it. It was deja vu. That guy took advantage of me on the last lap there, and I made a real nice slide job, and I couldn't counter back under him. I think I actually fell out of the saddle a little bit. 10 laps is a long time when you're not in the car for a long time, so I'm a little nervous about this 25-lap feature.
So tell the fans at home how you got involved here with the R Factor Midgets.
Well, it's just kind of Dan Ricehouse, who fronts the American Racing Wheels sponsorship for Kerry Madsen on the Outlaw teams, and now we just did a little package with Tyler Thomas for the Chili Bowl this year, and one of his chief mechanics, Bo Brunig, got to be close with us and hooked us up with this R Factor deal, and actually he's been my crew chief in Tyler Thomas's absence. He's down in Australia racing, so Bo Brunig actually has been giving me some setups and getting me pointed in the right direction here, and then it's helped out a bunch, because about this time last week I was a good second to at best a half a second off of the pace with these guys, and now I just got to run right up front in one of them qualifiers, so I'm very pleased with that, and I got to thank Bo.
Well, obviously not a full-time racer anymore in the real racing world, but what does this do for you? Someone who used to race, was very successful at it, ran everything from go-karts, TQs, midgets, sprint cars, Silver Crown, even some Indy Pro light cars at the Speedway. Does this, feed that passion and feed that desire that you still have in your heart to do this? Does it really take care of that for you now that you don't race on the real track?
Well, yeah, in a sense, I mean it's a game, but I'll tell you, it's the most realistic racing game I've ever been on. I mean, these cars, you gotta actually drive them. I'm finding, and I'm having trouble getting up to speed with these guys. Have been doing it for a long time, so it's definitely every bit of a challenge to learn as it is to drive a real race car, and but it's certainly a lot of fun. It's if you have the time to put into it, it's a good time and a good challenge all at the same time.
Well, you had everybody standing on our feet here at the Chili Bowl with that qualifier. That was absolutely amazing. It definitely got a charge into us. And great job so far here tonight, and we wish you luck here in the main event.
Yeah, thanks. That was actually that single 10-lap race there was absolutely the most fun I've had on this thing so far, and I've only been doing it for a few weeks now, but it's getting more and more fun, and I gotta thank Bo Brunig again for his help there, trying to get me to be a little bit faster with these guys. Looking forward to this main event now. I'll tell you, after last night's main event and Emmett and Lanny turned the lights off, I kind of snuck in late at night and turned them back on, went and ran a few laps so I could get an idea what it was like to get up on that big old cushion they have, and boy, that was ugly. So hopefully I can keep it on all fours here for 25 laps.
Well, I know you got a lot of fans out there, and we're all going to be watching you and cheering you on, man. Good luck out there.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, race fans, the one and only Jay Drake, former USAC champion, doing it here at the 5th Annual Chili Bowl Sim Midget Nationals on SPR Live, and what a treat it is to have him. We got drivers from all over the world, New Zealand, Australia, and of course right here in the USA. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more here from the 5th Annual Chili Bowl Sim Midget Nationals, and you ain't seen nothing yet. The feature's coming up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and we are just about ready to go with tonight's A-Main action, and you guys are in store for a good one as we have a stacked lineup here tonight in prelim night number 2's A-Main. We're going to give you a quick rundown of the order, starting on the pole out of Arizona, running for Bourbon Motorsports. That's Colton Hardy. Starting outside of him, position number 2, running that Jack Slash car. That's Cody Trammell.
Starting position number 3 on the inside of the second row is none other than Mike McKinney. Then to his outside position number 4 is going to be Brennan Rogers.
Moving on back to row number 3 on the inside. He's been fast all night. That's Anton Hernandez. And on the outside of him, you see Denny Felker Jr.
Position number 7 is going to be John Lopresto. Will start inside of row number 4. And to his outside, one of the head guys at DLM, Bobby Donati, will start position number 8.
Moving it on back, position number 9, that'll be row number 5 on the inside is Wesley Smith, and outside of him, starting position number 10, the Kentucky driver, Josh Rice.
Position number 11 on the inside of row number 6, we just spoke to him just before, is going to be Jay Drake, and to his outside, starting position number 12, is going to be Corey Clay.
Moving on back to row number 7 on the inside, starting position number 13, you see Zach Wells, and on his outside of row number 7, starting position 14, Jason Lax.
Inside of row number 8 is going to be White Heston, starting position number 15, and to his outside is going to be Adam Gilliland, starting position number 16.
Moving on back to row number 9 on the inside, position number 17, number 15, that's Justin Gilmore. And on the outside of him, starting position number 18, another B-main winner is Cody Bias.
10th row on the inside is going to be Matt White, B-main transfer, and to his outside, another B-main transfer is going to be Doug Gavette.
Move it on back to row number 11 on the inside, starting position number 21, you see Trepper Jansen, and on the outside of him, position number 2 is Corey Doozer.
Final row number 12 on the inside is going to be Sam Johnson, starting position number 23, and to his outside grabs the 24th and final spot in tonight's prelim night number 2 A-Main. He's going to be Justin Osborne. Guys, 25 on the board, 24 drivers, top 4 get locked into Wednesday night's A-Main. Sean, who's your pick to win this one?
Well, I tell you what, I got to go with Cody Trammell. You know, he's so far so good. You know, won the heat race, won the qualifier. You know, you can't count out Mike McKinney, though. Mike McKinney, a former shootout winner. You can't count him and his Easter egg out. But walking up and down the pits right now, I've been looking at a lot of the right rears, what these guys are running. A lot of the guys are running the medium right rear tires. Some of the guys actually have elected to use the hard right rear tire. The track really starting to slick up here and go away after the 2 B mains, the 4 qualifiers. and the cushion's really high up near the crash wall. So some of the guys running hard, but the majority of the field running that medium right rear tire.
There we have it, Mike. Who you got to pick for tonight's A-Main win here in prelim night number 2?
You know me, I'm a little biased because I've got a couple guys, racing for Bremer Motorsports on the grid here, but a strong one today. You can't really beat him when he's on the pole. You got to get around him. So Colton Hardy, that's my pick for tonight.
Yeah, going off if the track's anything like last night, we had a top and a bottom line, and if you're able to run that cushion to perfection, you can really turn some fast laps. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go with the DLM guy, Mike McKinney. He's starting third, so it's our picks are 1, 2, and 3 right now. I just want to give a big shout out to Andrew Felker as well. I know he's just tuned in for night number 2 as well. So big thanks to everybody that's tuned in over the past 2 nights. And 24 drivers, 25 laps, top 4 are going to get locked in. And the top 5 drivers, I think, had only about 16 points between the top 5. I think it was like 5 points between the top 3. So it just goes to show you how good the top 3 is and how good the competition is here tonight. So we're about to roll off for prelim night number 2. A-Main time, 25 on the board. Top 4 drivers will secure themselves a direct transfer into Wednesday night's 55 lap A-Main.
Colton Hardy and Cody Trammell will lead the field to the green flag here for this 25 lap A-Main. They work their way into turn number 3. 25 on the boards, ladies and gentlemen. It's showtime. Green flag flies, and we are underway, and a restart called already, so we'll stack them back up and try it again.
I'm going to get a restart. Maybe the guys at the back just lagging back a little bit, as that start was probably one of the best starts I've ever seen between Trammell and Hardy, so these guys are going to get lined back up, and I'll tell you what, it was set to be a cracker between Trammell and Hardy. They ran side by side into turn number 1 and 2. We'll see who's just in the chat. We'll see, we're close to 170 viewers right now. Who you guys picking in the chat to win tonight's A-Main? We're going to get set to roll these cars off again with Hardy and Trammell on the front row. You got McKinney and Rogers, Hernandez and Felker Jr. Felker Jr. is going to be one to watch. He could be a sleeper in this one. Expect for that number 71 machine to move forward as well. Donati and Lepresto row 4. We are green, 25 on the board. Prelim night number 2. Hardy on the bottom side. Trammell goes straight to the top. McKinney all over the left rear of Colton Hardy. They're nearly 3 wide in turns 3 and 4. Trammell on the top side. Donati's gone to the top. Here comes Brennan Rogers as well. He's running the top. Colton Hardy still runs the bottom, nearly 3 wide. Oh, we got a first yellow of the evening.
The yellow flag is out. Looks like some guys towards the back of the field getting together there. I see Matt White, one that might have been involved. Zach Wells all getting back going here, so we'll get them stacked back up. Colton Hardy on point right now. Cody Trammell, Mike McKinney sits in 3rd. Brennan Rogers in 4th. Anton Hernandez, Denny Felker Jr., John Lepresto, Josh Rice, Bobby Donardi, and then Wesley Smith will round off the top 10 here so far as they work around under caution. Corey Clay, he's just sitting outside the top 10 in 11. Jay Drake, though, he's up in the 12th place spot. Jason Lax in 13th. Wyatt Harrison in 14th. Zach Wells, Matt White, Justin Gilmore, Doug Garvett, Sam Johnson, Justin Osborne, Trevor Jansen, Cody Bias, Corey Doozer, Adam Gilliland, and that is your field here right now with 2 official laps in the books.
Hey guys, we're down here in the work area with the car of Corey Doozer, actually, that was involved in that yellow flag. He's got a flat right rear tire, and he's got a bent radius rod on the right front corner. So I think we can continue on with a bent right front radius rod. It's obviously not going to be ideal for him, and the crews are getting the right rear changed, and looks like we're going green here.
So Hardy will lead Trammell, McKinney, Rogers, Anton Hernandez in 5th as the green flag waves in the A-Main. And look at McKinney going straight to the bottom, tries to throw a slider on Trammell. Not going to work. These guys have ran side by side a few times in the late models. Hardy still your race leader. Trammell just jumps the cushion in 3 and 4. Oh, McKinney gets shuffled back to about 7th or 8th right now, so he's going to have his work cut out for him. And here comes Denny Felker Jr. on the bottom. He is up to 3rd. Right now got himself locked into Wednesday night's A-Main, but still 21 laps remain here as we're going to have another yellow on the racetrack.
The yellow flag comes out. We'll have to stack them back up again. Try and get a look as to what happened there. But Colton Hardy still on point right now. Was actually starting to lose his momentum there, and Cody Tremmel was about to drive him out, around him on the outside, so a little relief there for Colton Hardy. That yellow coming out, he'll get a second to regain himself and figure out what he was doing wrong, take a look at the track, see what looks like what, find some grip. But Colton Hardy, your leader. Cody Tremmel sits in second, Denny Felker Jr. in third, Brennan Rogers in that final transfer spot right now, trying to lock himself into the A main for Wednesday night's feature event. John Lopresto sitting just outside in that 5th place spot, but Mike McKinney, that hard charger, he got shuffled back there a minute ago. He's trying to work his way back up. He's sitting in 6th. Anton Hernandez in 7th. Corey Clay now up to 8th. Jay Drake on the move. He sits in 9th. And Josh Rice, that's the top 10.
Yeah, guys, Wesley Smith here in the work area. He was the cause for that yellow. He's got a bent front axle. The right front corner is pushed back about 3 inches. And the right front's not flat, but they're going to push him back out here, and he's going to tag the tail of this field.
All right, thanks for that one, Sean. Glad to see that he's getting back out on the track as the safety car pulls it into the infield. Colton Hardy on point. They're going to go back to racing out of turn number 4. Green flag is out. We are back in action here with the A main. Hardy to the lead. Felker Jr. jumps to the bottom, trying to get around Cody Tremmel for that 2nd place spot. They work side by side through 3 and 4. Hardy just above the bottom groove. He's got Cody Tremmel coming after him on the top. Denny Felker Jr. on the bottom, Trammell on the top side, Felker Jr. on the bottom, Colton Hardy with nowhere to go, stuck in the middle. He'll drop back to 3rd. Move it on back to that battle for the transfer spot. Lopresto and McKinney as the yellow flag is.
Yeah, yellow flag out on that one. Dustin Osborne is going to make his flip count, I believe, at 21 or 22 now. So Colton Hardy still is your race leader. Still going to have 19 laps to go with Cody Trammell back there in 2nd. And that battle was heating up between Trammell, Hardy, and Felker Jr. They were nearly 3 wide. Felker runs back there in 3rd. You know, Rogers in 4th, Lopresto 5th, McKinney 6th, Hernandez 7th, Clay 8th, Donati 9th, Josh Rice 10th, Jay Drake 11th, Hairston 12th. You go back to Gavette, White, Johnson, Lax, Jansen, Wells, and Gilmore with just 19 cars remaining as we are green now, back underway with 19 laps to go. Keep an eye on Trammell. He's going to go straight to the top side. And here comes Brennan Rogers as well, just hitting the cushions in turns 1 and 2. Look at the top 4 cars running 2 rows side by side. Here comes Felker on the inside, Trammell on the outside. Make that a 3-car battle for the lead. Trammell continues to run to top, hits the cushion out of turn number 2, gets a great drive on the outside of Hardy. Felker looking at the inside of Hardy now, not going to happen. Hardy has got that bottom side locked down to a T. Meanwhile, Felker benches up top and tries to follow Trammell as Trammell's going to take the lead down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Trammell continuing to run on the top, 16 laps remaining. Here in prelim night number 2 of the 5th annual Simpro Racing Chili Bowl Nationals. Hardy makes a mistake. Look at this, 4 wide into turn number 3. McKinney now charging his way through. He is up to 3rd, Felker up to 2nd. Lopresto also in the mix. Hardy and Rogers. Here comes Anton Hernandez. Unbelievable, we got about 7 cars. McKinney with a slider on Felker. McKinney jumps the cushion. Oh, unsettles the race car. Gets it back underneath him. Here comes Lopresto. Lopresto into that 4th and final transfer spot. Can he stay there? Still 14 laps, 13 to go, I should say. Hardy to the top side, we got a lap car. Oh my goodness, here comes Donati as well. Meanwhile, Trammell still out in front. Felker, Lopresto and McKinney are side by side. Lopresto on the bottom, McKinney on the top. Here comes Bobby Donati. Being the catfish that he is, he loves the bottom on the midgets. Hernandez trying to look on the inside of Donati. Makes the pass. Colton Hardy on the outside, switches to the bottom in 3 and 4. Hernandez, Hardy and Lopresto. Nose to tail on the bottom side. Here comes Hernandez. Oh, the battle up front. We got a lap car. Johnson, Trammell and Felker get underneath him. Can McKinney do the same thing? 10 to go for your race leader, Cody Trammell. Johnson doing the best that he can to stay out of the leader's way, and I've got to give him a 10 out of 10 for that one. Almost comes up on the inside of Hardy and almost knocks the left rear out of the car. Felker has gone back to the bottom. Felker is very, very fast on the bottom side right now. Trammell keeping that car nice and straight on the top side. McKinney 3rd. Lopresto 4th. Hardy, as they settle out, as Hernandez has lost a left front tyre. If that's a tyre you want to lose, you can still go. We go back up front, and it's still, Felker on the inside. Tremmel, they're side by side of the line. Give it to Tremmel by 5/1,000ths of a second at the line. Tremmel back around the outside of Felker now into turns 3 and 4. Tremmel does not want to see lap cars on the top side. He wants to see them on the bottom side because that's going to give a clear run for Danny Felker Jr. now. Tremmel still hits the cushion and hits it perfect in turns 1 and 2. Does the same in 3 and 4. Felker still got to run. Tremmel drives back around the outside. 5 laps to go for Cody Tremmel. Can he do it? He's had the near perfect, if not perfect night so far. Tremmel trying to work around the outside of Felker and does so. McKinney, has he got something for Felker? He has got a transfer spot locked up. Meanwhile, Colton Hardy in 5th, chasing down John Lepresto. Tremmel goes to throw a way big slider on Zach Wells as Tremmel goes to the bottom, slides up in front of Wells. Wells gets out of the gas, 2.5 to go for Cody Tremmel. Can he do it? Can he take out a prelim night of the Simpro Racing Chili Bowl Nationals? Tremmel still working the top, has got a lap car in front of him of Gavette. Don't know if we're going to catch him. Gavette trying to throw a slide job on himself for some reason. Just 1 lap to go for Cody Tremmel. Gavette runs the middle. Gets into the back of Drake and almost in front of the leaders. Here comes Felker on the inside. Felker sliding up on Drake. Tremmel just wheels the hell out of him and will take the win. We're going to see if the officials are going to let that one slide because Tremmel just drove through Felker to take the win. McKinney will get 3rd. John Lepresto, he's going to finish in that 4th and final transfer spot. We go back to 5th, Colton Hardy, 6th, Bobby Donati, Rogers 7th, Corey Clay 8th, 9th was Josh Rice, White Hairston rounds out the top 10. We go back to Lax, Drake, Wells, Johnson, Gavette, Hernandez, Gilmore, Jansen, White, Osborne, Smith, Bias, Corey Duzak, Adam Gilliland, 24 cars. We had 14 finish, and what a race. So waiting on the official call to see if Cody Tremmel will pick up the A-main win or whether they will give it to Danny Felker Jr. But Tremmel, Felker, McKinney, Lepresto are your top 4.
Yeah, what a fantastic race, Brett, man. They got so good there for the second night in a row. We've seen the top 4 and 5, 6 cars really battle it out with a last lap pass, and the lap traffic definitely played a part there.
Man, what a race. And I'll tell you what, it's the Chili Bowl. You will do what you got to do. And, man, I'll tell you what, they both put on a show. But, man, I say it all the time. Lap cars, they always play a part, and I believe one of you guys is standing down your 3rd place finisher tonight.
Yeah, we're down here with Mike McKinney, the old Easter egg, number 96. Locked it in for Wednesday night's big show. But Mike, you know, that was a tough one, man. It seems like you'd make up some ground that got beat on a little bit, and it looked like you were doing some back and forth action here tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. We'll take it. You know, we're just kind of getting bounced around like a pinball as usual. So I guess we'll have to start doing it back at one of these points. But, you know, we're in the show, and I think we can win this deal from anywhere. So we'll come back feature time and see what we can do.
Yeah, it seems the old Easter egg's pretty fast, man. You can run that car high and low, but it seems like you're most comfortable on the cushion.
Yeah, no doubt. We're pretty solid. I felt like we were definitely one of the faster cars out there and running the top better than anybody. We just got to get some clear track, and you know, if we can do that here on A-main time, I think we'll be set.
Well, I tell you what, a great job here tonight. A 3rd place run for Mike McKinney out of Illinois. And Mike, you put yourself solidly in the field for Wednesday night. That's got to be a big lift off your shoulders.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, I'd like to be starting further up, but you know, if we're in, I think we can do it from anywhere. So we'll just have to wait and see.
All right, race fans, his local track is Kankakee, Illinois, and he runs 3rd here tonight at the Chili Bowl Prelim night for Tuesday. And now we're going to talk to our, what would be feature winner, and a little bit of controversy. The officials are in our ear right now, but our feature winner out of Bloomington, Indiana, Cody Tremmel, and this isn't hometown cooking. I didn't tell him to pick the Jack Slash car. He picked it all on his own, and apparently that was the good luck charm for you. Good job tonight, Cody.
Appreciate it. Not the way I want to win it, but it's Chili Bowl. It's all or nothing.
Well, let's back it up a few here. Let's walk us through the last 3 laps of that thing. You were out in front. You're running that kind of slide job line, tapping the cushion, driving it down, and here comes Denny Filker Jr., and then he had some lap cars in there. Walk us through the last 3 laps.
Yeah, it was it got pretty sketchy there towards the end with all the lap cars. Then we had a lapper right there spin right in front of me, and then right when I came up off the bottom, or the top, I mean, and there was another one right there. And right when I shot down, he was there, and he went in, I went in, and I gave him a little bump, and that's all it wrote.
Well, if you're going to bunt, you might as well save it for the last turns in 3 and 4. You don't want to do it on lap 2 because they could always get you back. But a fantastic drive here tonight, a very exciting finish for all the fans here in the Tulsa Expo Center and everybody watching around the world. And congratulations on your win. And it's going to be nice to take that trophy back to Bloomington, Indiana.
Thank you.
All right, race fans, there you go. Tonight's prelim winner here for Tuesday night of the 5th Annual Chili Bowl Sim Midget Nationals, Cody Trammell. And, Brett, I tell you what, another fantastic finish. Hopefully we get to talk to second place runner Denny Filker Jr., who really gave it a good shot there at the end. And, again, lap cars playing a part here at the Chili Bowl and bull ring midget racing. You're going to get that.
Yeah, it looks like Denny Felker Jr. not going to have a word with us. Went right to his rig, put the car away, and called it a night. He is not a happy camper, so it doesn't look like we're going to get a word in with him. So I want to thank everyone who tuned in tonight to watch night number 2 of the 5th Annual Sim Chili Bowl Nationals. My name is Mike Burba. I was here live with Brett Wheeler, our analysis, Mr. Sean Buckley, our producer, Kyler Shaw. I want to thank everyone who tuned in tonight. Thank you, everyone, and good night.